It's time to plug into a brighter future and focus on energy. What's up, Wisconsin? Discover practical solutions, expert insights, and real-world success stories that will save you money at home and work. Here's your host, Ron Giordan.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for episode 6 of What's Up, Wisconsin, where we talk energy efficiency, renewable energy, and how focus on energy helps you save money with smart energy choices. I'm your host, Ron Giordan. And if you've been hearing about the Inflation Reduction Act or Home Energy Rebates, you are listening to the podcast that should answer any questions you have, and more importantly, how you can take advantage of it. We're breaking it all down with someone who knows this program inside and out, Dylan Crye, who manages two IRA Home Energy Rebate programs for Wisconsin. How are you doing, Dylan?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Busy?
Absolutely.
Been busy for a few years.
We have been.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. So these programs are called HOMES for Home Energy Efficiency Rebates, and HERE for Home Electrification and Appliance Rebates. That's a mouthful.
It is.
They're designed to help families make their homes more comfortable and affordable while also supporting Wisconsin contractors and a cleaner energy future. So let's jump right in, Dylan. For anyone hearing this for the first time, what are the home energy rebates and why are they such a big deal for Wisconsin homeowners?
Yeah, big deal indeed. So the Homes in Here programs, two federally funded programs, $150 million coming into the state of Wisconsin. And they are really to support efficiency and electrification in Wisconsin.
Electrification means
converting from typically natural gas, fossil fuels, etc., to electrification or electric end uses in equipment. So that can be moving from a furnace to a heat pump, a gas water heater to a heat pump water heater, gas stove over to an induction stove, etc.
So these programs, while separate from Focus on Energy, being run by us here at Focus on Energy. So that had to help with this. How did Wisconsin become one of the first states to roll out these rebates? And what does that mean for residents?
Yeah, having Focus on Energy in place, which is our statewide efficiency program. It's been around for nearly 25 years. We have this entire infrastructure across the state where we already run energy efficiency programs for residential, business, commercial, schools, and government. We were able to take that existing infrastructure and really have a leg up. Head start. And because of that, Wisconsin was actually the first state in the country to launch the HOMES program. And then we were able to launch the HERE program shortly after that.
So let's break down specifically the two programs. Let's start with HOMES.
Great. Yep. HOMES is our home efficiency program. And so it's a comprehensive approach to energy efficiency. To be able to participate in the program, we need to have an assessment done, an energy assessment of your home. And there's going to be an energy model along with that. And I'll shout out to one of your earlier episodes. I know you had an episode on that.
Just going to say, we a few episodes ago, that was about the home energy assessment.
Yeah, so definitely check that one out. Once we get that assessment done and an energy model, we need to be able to hit 20% energy savings. And then that's going to unlock our ability to participate in this program. So the HOMES program is available to everyone in the state. There is more money available based on the amount of energy we can save and the income of the household.
So it's important to note this part, that Focus on Energy works with participating utilities, and there are people in the state that can't really utilize Focus on Energy. These programs, they can. Ones they can utilize.
Absolutely, yeah. For Homes in Here, they are statewide programs delivered to everyone that lives in the state of Wisconsin.
Perfect. Now, what about HERE, the electrification program?
Yeah, HERE is different. It is primarily focused on electrification. And so that is that switch from fossil fuel to electric end use. And so there are a different set of equipment and a different set of requirements to be able to move forward with that. We need to have some fossil fuel equipment in the home generally to replace, or safety is another area where we can look at some improvements through the HERE program. So if you've got, old knob and tube wiring, an old electrical panel, stuff like that, there's money available to upgrade through that program as well.
And I think that's pretty important with the old wiring and stuff. I don't think people realize that this program can help you revamp that. There's a lot of Wisconsin homes that need that.
There is a lot of opportunity out there, I'll say, to upgrade some of the homes in Wisconsin for sure.
So there's a buzzword that we are using, and maybe some people have heard it. It's called stackable rebates. What does that even mean?
Yeah, it's a great thing for residents, right? It means we can take advantage of multiple funding sources at the same time. So what does that look like? We've got our focus on energy programs, their utility programs for energy efficiency. We've also now got our IRA programs, homes and here. A customer can take advantage of both of the homes and here program, by the way, not just one or the other, although there are some restrictions on taking advantage of both of those. But what this means, the stacking concept, is we can take advantage of focus on energy, the rebates available there, as well as the dollars available in the Homes and Here program.
Depending on qualifications for the programs, could there even be a chance that somebody, like, everything gets paid for?
Yeah, absolutely. So we haven't really talked about dollars and rebates available in the programs yet. For the Homes program, the starting rebate is $1,500.
Wow.
And some folks are eligible up to $10,000 in work being done in their home, which is going to cover a good chunk of the work that we have to do. And we're going to see some pretty significant energy savings, which also means cost savings for folks, which is awesome. And then in the Here program, it is up to $14,000 total, though there are limits on individual upgrades, and there's a little bit of complexity in that, but more information on the website and call us and work with your contractor. But the takeaway is there's a lot of money available in the Homes and the Here program, and then also the Focus on Energy program.
Right. We've been seeing some of that and people recognizing that. So before we keep going, if you're listening and want to see what rebates you might qualify for, visit focusonenergy.com/home-energy-rebates, or right on the homepage right there, you'll see a big thing that says IRA. You'll find everything you need to get started, all these details, a list of IRA-registered contractors, and step-by-step guides to help make your home more efficient and more comfortable. All right, so Dylan, I own a home. Maybe my furnace is aging. I've been thinking about adding insulation. Maybe I want to switch to a heat pump. What's the first step I should take to be more energy efficient and not just look at large rebates or how much money I can get back?
Yeah, absolutely. We need to know what's going on in the house first, right? That's going to mean we do have an online tool. You can go on to focusonenergy.com. There's an online home energy assessment. If you're just curious and want to spend 5 minutes, just you on the couch, maybe having an idea of what's going on in the home, that's a great place to start. But to really know, we do want to talk to a professional, an energy assessor. They're going to come into the home, and I know this was also discussed in another podcast of yours, but having that professional in the house, that expert, they know what to look for, and they're a great resource, and they can really speak with you about what should be the correct order of operations as far as upgrading your home for energy efficiency. Generally, there's kind of three things, right, that people are maybe aware of. We always want to start, though, with the shell of the house, the envelope. So that's the insulation and the air sealing. That's going to actually reduce the energy use of other things in the house. So stuff like our HVAC system, right? Big energy user in the home. If there's less load on that, less demand, then actually when we go to upgrade that HVAC system, which would kind of be step number 2, maybe we can put a smaller system in, and it's going to be cheaper, right? And it's going to run more efficiently. And then the third piece of that is usually solar, right? Kind of the more sexy thing. Everyone likes to talk about solar,
right?
But it should be at the end.
When we do hear people right away, they want to come in and it's like they look at solar. Yeah, and if you don't want to put the solar panels on your home, but your insulation's horrible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and when we reduce the load, the energy requirements of the home, that's going to mean we can put a smaller HVAC system in. We can put a smaller, maybe solar panel array up on the roof. So there's downstream benefits to really making sure the house is efficient first. And then the last piece here, it's not really in any particular order, but as you're able to attack stuff like lighting, we want to make sure we're getting onto LEDs. Having efficient appliances in the home. So that's going to be our water heater. That's another big energy user. Usually about 20% of energy use of the homes are on that water heater.
Wow.
And our refrigerators as well. Refrigerators, freezers, also a big energy user. So making sure we've got efficient appliances throughout the house. That can be done at any time. Doesn't necessarily need to be done after installations.
Right. Okay, so we talked about assessments, and some people think, oh, we can do this stuff on our own, and some of the projects can be done on your own. But this program isn't just helping homeowners; it's creating opportunities for Wisconsin contractors. We call them trade allies. So what role do these trade allies play? And if there's any contractors out there, how can they become IRA registered to offer these rebates?
Yeah, Focus on Energy has had the Trade Ally Network for over 20 years. And it's our trusted contractors that we work with to deliver Focus on Energy rebates for customers. The IRA programs were introduced a couple of years back. We do have a separate list of contractors for that program. There's just some different requirements and things that required us to have a separate list. So those are our IRA-Registered Contractors. And again, there is a separate list of those on the website. In almost all cases, they're going to be our trade allies. Right?
Are you just going to ask? Are there most of them are both Focus on Energy and IRA?
Most of them are, especially when we're talking about our energy advisors, our installation installers, our HVAC contractors. Many of them are already Focus on Energy trade allies and can get you access to those Focus rebates as well.
And have been doing this for years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, and there are quite a few of consumer protection pieces in place as part of the program to make sure that our contractors are delivering what we expect them to deliver, and that consumers know that if they're going to participate in the programs, that they're getting a good contractor and not getting the wool pulled over their eyes and stuff.
So we talk a lot about saving money, but there's another side of this. And how do these energy upgrades make your home better to live in, comfortable, quieter, even and healthier?
Yeah, well, you nailed them, right?
Yeah, right.
Right. It is comfortable, quieter. So those are typically going to be our insulation and air sealing is going to make the house actually a lot quieter. A lot of people are kind of surprised to realize that sound really does sneak through all those little gaps and cracks in the house. Comfortable as well. So the way kind of heat and energy flows through a house when it's really drafty, you might be able to feel the draft, or certain rooms in the house are always hot or always cold. When we're able to seal up that house better, so it's not leaking as much, it's keeping heat in, you get more even temperature throughout the house. It's just a much more comfortable experience. In our HVAC world, when we're talking about maybe looking at heat pumps or like inverter-driven pieces of equipment, instead of that on-off, right? You get a blast of heat and it's really loud. Staged equipment and inverter-driven equipment kind of slowly goes up and down as needed to kind of meet the requirements of the home. So there's definitely some comfort, some there as well. And then safety, you mentioned safety. I think that's really an important piece of this. As we said earlier, in the HERE program, we can do some electrical upgrades. So that's fear of our house being burned down, right? We want to make sure we've got safe wiring and safe electrical panels in the home. So there's an opportunity to upgrade there. And then also fossil fuel equipment, combustion equipment in the home. Generally very, very safe, but there is always the case of, combustion equipment. We are exploding natural gas in the house.
Right. I don't think people recognize that.
Yeah. Yes. Generally, again, very, very safe, but there is always a small chance that, something could happen. And so when we're using electric equipment, heat pumps, particularly for heating and cooling, for heating our water, induction stoves in the kitchen, we are removing that potential for something very dangerous to happen. So there is that safety aspect to it as well.
So you've been living the homes and HERE programs for almost 2 years now, and working hard to get it running late 2024. What's your vision of how these programs can transform Wisconsin and communities long term? That's a tough question.
Great, yeah. Well, it's a great start. So we said $150 million coming into the state to support these two programs. It's a start, but it's a long ways from addressing the full need that we have in the state, in our homes. And so what I hope this does is give us the framework to move forward and say, this is a great thing for the residents of Wisconsin, and that we want to continue to be able to do this. And it's primarily helpful in the space of low-income homes. They can participate in Focus on Energy, but energy efficiency projects in general, they're often great. They have great payback, but it's a long-term payback. And so trying to handle that upfront cost can be really difficult for a low-income family.
Right.
So even though they would see immediate cost savings on the utility bill, where is that initial chunk of money coming from? And so a big emphasis of these programs, Homes in Here, is to support our lower income families in Wisconsin. I mentioned that the Homes program is available to everyone, but there is more money available for low income homes, up to $10,000.
So that's important to note. Yeah, to note that lots of old homes in big cities or even rural homes, and this program, as you said, it can get you started without that upfront cost.
Yeah,
exactly. You just got to go to the website.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other part, the HERE program, I didn't mention this before, but it is only for low and moderate income households. So you will have to go through income qualification, which is actually going to be the thing we're going to suggest right away anyways, right?
Right.
Go through the income qualification process. It's going to let you know what you're eligible for, if you can participate in both programs, maybe it's only just one, and what your rebates potentially could be participating in those programs. And that is all up on the website.
Yeah. And actually the first thing isn't, income qualification, but just to make sure, so you don't go through the whole process and be like, it doesn't work. So perfect. Finally, what's the one key takeaway for everyone listening?
Go to focusonenergy.com and hit the Get Started button in the upper right.
That's pretty easy.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Dylan. That's Dylan Crye. He leads the Home Energy Rebates program here in Wisconsin, a big part of how Focus on Energy and the Inflation Reduction Act are helping families save money and energy at the same time. If you're ready to see what rebates you qualify for, start at focusonenergy.com/home-energy-rebates, or click on the box right there in the front or the Get Started at the top right. You'll find details on Homes and HERE programs, a directory of IRA-Registered Contractors, and simple guides to walk you through the process. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time on What's Up, Wisconsin.
What's Up, Wisconsin is produced by Focus on Energy, your energy efficiency and renewable energy program. Focus on Energy partners with Wisconsin's utilities, providing residents and businesses solutions, lowering your energy cost, saving you money. Focus on Energy turns every dollar invested into more than $4 for Wisconsin and its economy. Visit focusonenergy.com and start your energy efficiency journey today.